Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh Madakor and I specialize in helping people get jobs in IT and cybersecurity. Today I'll be answering a viewer's question. Basically they said, I can't land a job with Security Plus and a bachelor's degree in cyber. Most of the jobs around me require a security clearance and remote work seems hyper competitive. Any advice? I just graduated in January. So yeah, I have a lot I can say about this, but before that, definitely check out these free practice questions that me and my team built. We built a lot of the CompTIA practice exams, as well as CISSP and ITIL. All of them are complete with answer explanations and page reference numbers to the corresponding books. So definitely check those out. Those are absolutely free. So back to the viewer's question, can't land a job with Security Plus and a bachelor's degree. Basically, okay, I'll address this in a couple different phases. Like, first of all, I talk about this a lot in the employability framework. Basically, everything boils down to getting an interview and passing an interview. And this person didn't specify whether or not they're having a hard time getting interviews or passing interviews. I don't know where their difficulty lies, but assuming that they're having trouble getting an interview, like, just look at the stuff that's required to get an interview, right? You have to have enough high quality applications and a decent volume of high quality applications. In order to have a high quality application, you have to have a high quality resume. In order for your resume to be high quality, everything needs to be consistent, good written communication, education section, certifications, portfolio, experience. If you're missing any one of these areas, it's okay. You just have to make up for it in somewhere else. So if you are, it sounds like you have education and certification squared away. So you didn't mention having a portfolio. And the good news is education and certification are the hardest things to get in terms of time or money. And the other good news is portfolio is free to get and it's relatively easy to make as opposed to going out and getting a bachelor's degree. So I'd make sure that you have a portfolio, a good portfolio with some decent projects on it on your resume. I have a video that talks about how to create a portfolio. Just search Josh Madakor portfolio and then search Josh Madakor cybersecurity projects, and then you're going to have basically everything you need. And then in terms of experience, assuming you don't have any experience cybersecurity experience, you can definitely make some if you become a cybersecurity content creator. That's basically free experience that you can do. Not to sell my course, it just came to mind, but my course has an internship component to it as well, where just watch this video. You can search Josh Madakor cybersecurity internship, and you can do certain things after the course where you can use me as a reference and then put my company on your resume as for a reference, right? Sorry, I'm not trying to sell my course, just came to mind. But just if you can't get an interview, make sure all this section is squared away for the get an interview part. And if you're struggling to pass an interview, of course, make sure your self-presentation is good. That's free. Just dress one step higher than you think that you need to, and then practice interviewing. Just search Josh Madakor cybersecurity interview questions, and then a lot of videos will come out, especially this one that's top 50 cybersecurity interview questions. I go into interview theory, cybersecurity interview theory, and I think that will help you a lot if that's what your problem is. If you're getting interviews but you can't pass them, just square yourself away, do a lab many times, 5, 6, 7 times, so you get a good intuition for the lab. Whatever the lab you're doing, make sure it's good so you can talk about it when you get to your interview, and that should essentially help. And then in terms of clearance, I'm assuming that you're an American or a US citizen where you're able to get a clearance, you just don't have one yet. If you want to get a job that requires clearance, it sounds like you might be on the East Coast or something where all those security clearance jobs are. You can just go to Indeed or something and search, just search in quotes, ability to obtain or ability to maintain, and a bunch of jobs will come out that will sponsor you for a clearance. Because if the job says ability to obtain a security clearance, it means it's okay that you don't have one yet, and they will hire you, and then they will kind of put you through the pipeline in order to get your security clearance. So you can just search for jobs that will sponsor you a clearance. Just search on Google Josh Madakor security clearance, or search on YouTube. I have a couple of videos. There's a really decent one I made about security clearance a few years ago, and then I just recently made another one. I'm not sure if it got released yet, but I go in depth about how to go about finding jobs that will require, or that will give you a security clearance, and I think that will be really helpful for you. For sure, or the third thing I want to talk about, for sure, those remote jobs are really competitive. because everybody want to work remote. But if you just want to like break into the field sooner rather than later, I might consider getting a bit flexible with where you work for your first job. So right now you could save up some money, maybe do like Uber or like DoorDash or something like this, and save up a decent chunk of cash, and then consider working in other geographic regions, like not your state or like not your city. Because if you think about it, if you do like 100 okay, I'll be more reasonable. Maybe like 10 applications per day, like every day for a couple months. But those 10 applications per day are inside of like some hyper dense, like super populated metro area where there's a lot of tech talent. It might be harder to get interviews versus your 10 applications per day being in like random flyover states that just happen to have security jobs available. For sure, mathematically speaking, those jobs where there's less talent, it will be less competitive, and it should be more likely for you to get calls back for interviews and stuff like that. And then if people are asking you like, or do you live in like Wyoming or with the random state you apply to, just be like, oh no, I have family out there and I'm gonna be moving out there pretty soon. Just like lie to them. It doesn't matter, right? Just lie. I would do that, to be honest. Sorry, you don't have to like listen to me when I tell you to lie, but I would do that. I don't care about any of that. So just you could consider like working outside of your state or city or whatever for like 6 months or something like this. Just get some like hard W-2 experience on your resume, and then it will be easier to find a job, wherever you want to work essentially, or back in your hometown or wherever. So that's pretty much what I would recommend. So just search for jobs that will sponsor you a security clearance. Make sure your resume and everything is like squared away. Look at the employability framework and be honest with yourself and fill in any gaps. I'll put like a link to a resume that you can use in the description. Consider doing my course if you want. It's not free, but like free experience on your resume, and then apply outside of your geographic region just for like work for 6 months and then come back. I hope this helps. This is what I would do. I don't really give people advice that I wouldn't do, and I've done like kind of most of the stuff. Like I've moved to Japan, right, to get a security clearance, and my first cyber job was in Hawaii, right? So I'm not just like saying random stuff. It's stuff that I've done. So yeah, I recommend it. If you end up moving and getting a job like outside of your state, you're just going to have like a nice experience, and you're going to meet people that you wouldn't normally have met, and you may possibly even work sooner than you would have otherwise. So it could just be like really good for you. So just something to consider. Hope this helps.